South Africa's Cyril Ramaphosa is seen as leading this delegation of African leaders. Let's speak to our correspondent in Cape Town, Nadine Theron. Hello to you, Nadine. Tell us a little bit more about what this delegation is hoping to accomplish.
Well, President Cyril Ramaphosa said on the eve of his departure that this is because the effects of the war has spilled over to Africa, and it's had a massive impact on African people. The continent has really felt this war harshly from the secondary effects, and that is, of course, because of the African countries not being able to import enough grain from Ukraine and Russia. And then the other issue is not being able to import enough fertilizer. And South Africa, for example, gets about 60% of its fertilizer from Russia. So local farmers are also struggling to meet food demands because of a need for fertilizer. Not only is there a need for grain, and food prices across the African continent have risen and skyrocketed over the past year. So it's really become a food security issue. And I think the President Cyril Ramaphosa also wants to make a political statement. Some has speculated that this visit, this peace mission, has come on the back of, a very icy relationship between South Africa and the United States. And it seems that President Cyril Ramaphosa wants to show that South Africa is not aligned with Russia, that South Africa has taken a neutral stance and wants peace between the two countries. And this move seems to come from there. It was very quickly organized. It seemed to have come out of nowhere. And we are a bit unsure about what the plan is that the African Peace Mission will be presenting.
Why would the West or the U.S. be putting pressure on South Africa?
Well, yes, the US is placing the most pressure on South Africa, and that's because of allegations that South Africa is indeed arming Russia because of a Russian ship seen at the South African Navy offloading and perhaps also loading some ammunition onto the ship. And that's been revealed by the opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, and it's currently being investigated. But in the meantime, South Africa's foreign minister has hosted many Russian ministers over the past year. South Africa's Minister of Defense has been seen celebrating Russian Motherland Defense Day. South Africa has hosted military exercises with Russia over the past year. And all of these things really makes it seem like South Africa is closer to Russia than the Ukraine. Now, the United States has been activated a bit more by the Democratic Alliance leader, Alan Winde. He's the premier of the Western Cape in South Africa. And he's taken this opportunity to visit the US and to lobby for South Africa to take a stance. The Democratic Alliance wants South Africa to remain as part of the African Growth and Opportunities Agreement, and they say it's for the good of the whole country. But that's a bit strange since he's the leader of the opposition and it's not actually the president. This also comes on the back of some members of the Biden administration publishing a letter in the New York Times where they accuse South Africa of supporting Russia and possibly breaking US sanction laws. They want to punish South Africa by moving the AGOA meeting to another country.
All right, Nadine, thank you very much. Nadine Theron reporting from Cape Town.